Alright, welcome everyone to another episode of Dragon Heist, a wondrous tale of urban adventure that will stream here on Javelin Entertainment every Tuesday, starting at 6 p.m. Central. If you missed Chapter 5, you can find it on the channel or by clicking the playlist down in the description. Last time, our adventurers had returned to the manor to find a figure investigating their porch. Though initially appearing aggressive, they revealed themselves to be Jean-Luc Clegane, a cousin of Torin's. Jean-Luc took Torin to meet with her family as the rest of the party prepared a dinner for them. They went to the market to purchase some food for what Pats described as a traditional merfolk meal known as ramen. Back at the manor, the party finds that as they begin to clean the manor, random tasks and assistance appear to happen around them. As the food is being prepared and they wait for Torin to return, they invent a new drinking and dice game for fun. As Torin, Jean-Luc, and their two other cousins, Gideon and Tobias, come to the manor, they quickly join in on the game. Ezra and Nadari win unlikely arm wrestling competition, and Pat serves a delicious pixie dust ramen. Everyone then begins to share stories and even dance as they all have fun and enjoy themselves. In the morning, Torin leads them all to the halls of justice to meet with one Savra Bellabranta. Savra asks them to clear out the field ward of some Zahentrum thugs that are causing problems, so the party head up there to investigate. After making quick pit stop for herbs, they come across some thugs led by a dwarf named Balgruff, who has been plaguing a local soup kitchen. And with some assistance from Nadari, Torin is able to scare off the group, and the halflings running the establishment come to give their thanks to the party. Upon returning to the halls of justice, Savra rewarded each of them with 50 golden dragons, and Torin accepted membership into the Order of the Gauntlet. So you all, making your way back after the interesting morning, it has become turned into the late afternoon upon this day, and you all have made it back to the manor. However, Torin has been kind of pulled aside to take care of some initial initiation for the Order of the Gauntlet. So, you four sit alone in the manor. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't know if you guys have anything too much planned today, but I'd like to make my way down to the dock district. Got a couple people I'd like to talk to.
Ooh, I'm gonna go to the dock district.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
You're fine.
Sure beats sitting around here.
I also got some people I need to talk to.
Alright, so are you guys headed that direction now?
Sounds good.
Why not?
Okay. So you guys head out and takes roughly an hour-long trek for you to get down the high road to the southern portion of the city where the dock ward resides. Is there anywhere in particular that you guys are trying to go?
Durizin wants to head towards the end of the Crescent Moon.
Alright.
He wants to talk to Avila's friend just to see if she has any info.
At some point, Pats would like to visit near the docks where, like, the dock master would be, so I can speak with him. Or whoever, like, keeps track of ships that come and go.
Alright, we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, Durzin, after asking around as you kind of make it to the dock ward, you were led across the west over Belnimbra Street to a small building where you can see a hanging half crescent moon outside on a post. This yellow crescent moon with a face kind of carved into it outside this small building.
Well, this looks like the place. In her letters, Avila said she had made a friend here. And done well by her.
Well, alright, it sounds like we should check it out.
Durizin's gonna walk in.
And Ezra will follow.
This looks like it has good grog.
Alright.
I heard something.
You guys kind of come through the entryway of this building, and for the most part, it's fairly dull. There's not much activity happening in this particular tavern. As you kind of come in, you see hardly anyone at the tables. It's pretty empty for the most part. There are a few people. There's some distant music kind of playing, and you see an older woman with kind of wrinkles across her face and eyes that are so wrinkled they almost appear to be closed. That kind of just barely her head barely peeking up behind the bar as she kind of cleans up a few things and moves around her business, but no one seems to really greet you as you enter.
Well,
Durzen.
Durzen, Oh, I was just gonna ask if you had like a name from the letters or whatever information you had.
Yeah, her friend went by Asper, I believe. I'm gonna go ask the woman at the bar if there's anyone around by that name.
She looks like she might know a few things.
Durzen's gonna walk up to the bar.
Pats will.
Ma'am,
Oh
got a few
yes,
questions if you don't mind.
how can I help you today?
Well, my name's Durzen. I'm looking for a woman called Asper.
Dozen, that's a nice name. Where'd you get that name?
Well, mother gave it to me.
Oh, you must have a nice mother.
From what I remember.
When's the last time you say hello to your mother? I bet she miss you so much.
Been almost 50 years.
Oh, it's far too long. You gotta go see your mother.
Yes, it is. Oh, I won't be seeing her for many years yet.
Oh, is
I'm
she gone on to other places then?
She passed long time ago.
Oh,
But that's not what we're here for.
I'm here for a tankard of grog.
Well, I can get you some alcohol. You said you want some grog?
Grog or ale or groggy ale or aley grog, whichever you got.
We got some ale in the back. I can go get you a glass.
Pats, I won't let you drink alone. I'll have one too, ma'am.
Aye aye.
I can get these things for you. And you said you were looking for someone. Who would that be?
I'm looking for a woman by the name of Asper. She was a friend of my daughter's.
Asper. Yeah. She come in every so often. She meet with the dark skinned one. Kiriani.
Okay. Do you know when she might be seen around?
I don't know. These people, they come and they go. I don't know when they come in. They sometimes spend time here, but it's not like a clockwork here.
Makes sense. Any idea where else she might frequent?
Let me see. I think she used to spend time with a very large man. Had a beard like a walrus. Rotund individual with a large hat. I think he has a mansion just not too far away from here.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And if you don't mind me asking, what is that accent?
Oh, this is a very long time ago that I was back in the nation of Sire.
That's what I thought.
I haven't been home in so long.
No. Nothing much to go back to now. It was beautiful land, though.
That
were good people.
That was.
Well, I won't trouble you too often, but I would take a tankard grog for me as well, if you don't mind.
All right, 3 tankards of some ale. Got you. Coming right back up.
Thank you.
She kind of waddles her way back into the back room and kind of fills up a few tankards and brings them out and kind of sets them in front of each of you. That'll be a copper piece apiece, 3 copper pieces.
Durizin will give her a silver.
Oh, let me go get your change.
No change, ma'am.
Are you
Thank you for the
sure
drinks.
that's... Well, you flatter an old lady. You know how to get on my good side.
No flattering, ma'am. Just appreciating a good drink. Good company. Thank you.
Well, I'm always happy to have your company around here if you be tipping like this.
Aw, dang it, I only got silvers too. Just take them. Just take the one.
Oh,
I
honey,
don't
no.
got deep pockets.
This is plenty for all three of you. You don't have to worry.
You don't have to tell me twice. I take it back.
And Ezra will just say like, you know what, here you go. And she hands over a silver. She says, what? You know what? Nah. she just hands over a silver. I can't think. Sorry. You're a nice lady. I like you.
Are you sure? You all are so generous. You gonna be broke before you know it. You go around paying, living like this. You must have money out the wazoo.
Recently came into through some new work in the city. So we're a little more free-flowing with it now.
Well, that's good. That's good. Good people should get good work. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%.
And I don't think we ever caught your name. What was your name, ma'am?
Oh, you can just call me Luna.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Luna.
Pleasure to meet you. Oh, but you ain't giving me your name. I gotta know what to call you whenever you come back into my establishment. You now my favorite customers.
Well, you could just call us the Cosmonauts. That's pretty easy to remember, right?
Cosmonauts. I got that name on lock. I'll make sure to keep an eye out for you.
Wow, I've never been a favorite customer before. Usually least favorite. It's a nice change of face.
Oh, now, Mr. Goblin, why would you think that? You look like a nice fellow.
Oh, you know I'm a goblin? Oh my goodness. You are now my favorite barkeep ever.
Oh, that makes me so happy. You know, I always just try and make the best for all my customers who come in here.
Wait, how did you know I was a goblin? No one ever has seen anything like me before. Not even Volo, and he's seen a lot.
Well, I'm quite traveled in my years. I've seen many a thing.
I like. Since you seem to know a lot of things, and I pressed the silver back on the table. Maybe you've seen some things around town. Have you heard of the ship, the Naughty Alice?
Naughty Alice. That is an interesting name. I always like listening to the ship captains whenever they come in with their different ship names, all sorts of things. It's always entertaining. So yeah, I listen to see which ones kind of stand out. I remember the one that you're talking about. She sailed in with a weird-looking fellow.
Yep, that's the captain, all right.
No, they got all
Orange.
sorts of... Yeah, he was all orangey and
tiefling
red.
looking guy.
Yeah, with the horns. Yeah, the horns. That's right.
Yeah, he only takes the hat off when he's drunk. Doesn't like it when people look at his horns like that.
Well, he certainly had the hat off whenever he was in here. That's for certain.
But I wasn't with him. So what the hell happened? When was he last here?
It must have been about a month or so ago. It was quite a ways. You know, my memory gets so foggy in my old age. It gets a bit difficult to process. But I think he was in here a little bit ago. We came in with a few of his friends and they got some drinks. They were having a good time, playing some games. They met with a few fellows and then they made their way out. Didn't say too much. Seemed like nice people.
And I wasn't here for it. What the hell? Damn it, Siegfried. Where are you? You didn't hear anything from their conversations that might be helpful? And I give her another silver.
Oh, honey, you can keep your money. No, Miss Luna, she got through the hookup. No, I was listening in on whenever things, when people they start drinking, they talk extra loud. I mean, at that point, it's just public information. It's not my business if I listen to a few things here or there. But no, your friend Siegfried, Siegfried, yeah, he was talking about something in the west, no, east, northeast up by them polar caps, by the ice and the islands. What's the place up there? Lazar? I think it was the Lazar. There's a bunch of little islands up there. They all kind of connect in different patterns, and there's some icy ones. And he was talking about a large piece of glacier, some sort of bones in the glacier that he was gonna go get. I'm sure he'd be back in no time. You seem like a decent fella. I don't think he would leave you behind.
That's what I like to think. And I start pouting a little bit. Sip on my ale.
Now, you lovely ladies, you tell me anything about yourselves? I haven't heard you speak since you came in here.
Well, my name's Ezra, and I just came to the city not too long ago and met up with this fun gang. But yeah, I'm just happy to explore and love to learn new things. But I don't have too much, too many interesting things about me.
You look so big and strong.
Oh, thank you.
You've been working out? You've been doing a diet? I try a diet, but it just don't work for me. I like my bread and my cheese too much.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
Amen, sister.
That I can relate to. I don't suppose you have any stories you could tell?
What kind of stories you want to hear about?
Only the most interesting ones.
The most interesting ones. This is so hard to pick. There's so many. All right. Let me think. Well, there was the mermaid. No, we can't really talk about that. Well, then there was why don't I tell you my story? You're a more darker complexion individual, and she's a good friend of mine. Her name is Kiriani. She come in here every so often, and she looks like you. She got the white hair and the dark skin. She come in and she enjoy a drink every so once in a while, but she used to have a fling for a wizard in town, and they used to sneak off, and they'd be like, "Hey Luna, can you hook us up with a spot to hang out and to have nicer drinks?" And I'd be, "Oh, I got you, honey. I'll set you up with a nice little place. You and your boyfriend can go run around together." And so I would get them on this little bit the boat, and they would row out to a nice little place out in the river. And it was a nice little spot. That was, of course, before all the smoke and the mist got there. But I sent them out there with a nice little wine, some little drinks. They all have it romantic, a nice little place. Well, turns out
before the smoke?
Yeah, the large misty wall that's on the other side of the river.
Do I know about this?
I was going to say, I don't think I've heard of this.
Roll me a history check. Okay. So yeah, Nidari, you have certainly heard about it, as people still talk about this event fairly often. Something known as the Day of Mourning, where all of Sire was wiped out in a massive magical explosion that completely wiped the country from the map and left a misty exterior wrapped around the borders of what was once the country, or roughly the country. and it's now known as the Mournland, and it is right on the opposite side of the river of which this city kind of runs up against. And so kind of looking at the distant horizon, you can just see a bit of smoke across the river on the other side. But you know
Damn
that
it, Austin.
in truth it is hundreds of feet tall.
All right. Just out of curiosity, is this same world or is this world parallel?
You don't know. But yeah, as she continues to tell on this story that is very long and rambling about how she set up this woman and her wizard friend and kind of went through the river.
Oh, I'm definitely asking about, what the best wine was and, what she sent them with and what the wizard looked like and if she thought that he was attractive and like the whole 9 yards of entertaining this lady.
And she is right into it, just kind of answering back eagerly with each one, kind of giving you the best
Tell me the
one.
wizard's name by chance.
Yes. If I can find it. Oh, why does that do that? Okay. I know who you are. I just can't remember your name for the life of me.
That's the story of my life. I'm so bad with people's names.
Yeah, me over here frantically writing down incorrectly names of NPCs.
Oh gosh. Okay. Sorry. Give me a second because I don't want to get this wrong. And make up something that is totally wrong. Where are you?
Also, do I have any idea as to when this mist showed up? Was it like 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago?
I'd say with that check, you know that it was about 10 years ago. About a decade. Ah, there it is. Kelvin Aronson. Kelvin Aronson. But she would probably just refer to him as Kelvin. But yeah, she continues on this story, and it's probably a good 15-20 minutes before she comes to some sort of conclusion that really isn't an end to a story, but it's just kind of the natural end to her stopping talking. So is there anything else that I can help you all with?
Dari looks around at everyone else.
You could just point me in the direction of that mansion, you said.
Oh, yes, it's mentioned. It's a bit west of here. It's if you follow the streets down by the docks and go over to the alley, the coin alley, over across from Michel, and then you go up a little bit north, right up to the hill. You'll see a large mansion. It's kind of like a hexagon. It's got like towers, like 4 towers and things, and then you can see the mountain in the background. It's like over there.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I got you, honey. You come back anytime you need a drink, and old Luna get you set up.
Definitely do that.
Oh, we absolutely will.
All right, so you guys headed to the mansion?
Is the mansion? Did we need to stop by the docks at all, or no?
Pats, did you get your question answered, or did you want to still try and find the dockmaster?
I want to find the dockmaster. I want to know for sure whether or not he left in the ship or not.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of begin to wander down by the docks, kind of asking around to see um, where exactly someone of this skill or position might be, and you kind of come across multiple areas and empty docks, and you can see that most of the ships are already have been out on the bay for a good amount of time, and you see some buildings that are more for kind of sail making or kind of the creation of ships themselves. But as far as the dock itself, you eventually locate one of these buildings and kind of find rather than a single individual, it's kind of a group, a guild that's kind of in charge for maintaining the docks themselves. And after asking around, you are kind of referred to them, and you kind of come up to a group of them that are kind of milling about outside of a large building where you can see multiple people kind of coming in and out of as they kind of discuss. And you do see the sign for the Guild of Watermen kind of above it.
Seems like the place. I start walking towards the establishment.
Durazen will be right behind.
Yep. Marching order. Here we go.
As you come in to the kind of the doorway of this building, there is kind of a fairly well-dressed young man at the front door. Hello, can I help you today?
Is this the place that knows what boats come and go?
We do keep some logs, yes.
Perfect. I need some information.
All right. What information can I help you find?
The Naughty Alice. When did it get in and when did it leave?
All right. Give me just a moment and let me look over our ledgers and I'll see. Try and find out that for you. Do you happen to have any credentials with you?
Did they ever give us anything?
Are you a member of the crew? Do you have any
Yes,
paperwork?
I'm a member
any
of the crew.
ledgers?
I take out an old medallion. Like, kind of rusty at this point, but it has a nautilus on it. This is the symbol of the crew.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion
The
check.
Naughty House. Oh boy. Persuasion. Hey.
Holy moly.
Hi, Roland. All right,
very
he
good.
kind of takes a look at the coin and kind of hands it back to you and nods. Very well. May I ask who is making this inquiry?
Hats.
Pats, certainly. Well, Pats, I will look at our ledgers and return back to you momentarily. And he kind of disappears back behind some doorways and kind of moving through, and you wait for a few minutes before he returns back out and kind of with a large ledger in hand, he kind of opens it up to a bookmark page and kind of looks back at you. Well, it says here that the Naughty Alice did dock some 5 weeks and 4 days ago and departed 5 weeks and 1 day ago.
Let's see. God, I wish I remember backstory to the extreme details. I believe, let's see, whenever they got into town, Pat's got really drunk, and then the next morning he woke up. So that's 2 days unaccounted for, if I remember correctly.
That would be correct.
Perfect. Strange. Did they say where they were heading? Does it say anything in that book about where they were going?
We do not list destinations, only arrival dates and cargo unloaded or loaded.
Damn it. Is there anything else in that book? Any other information at all?
Roll another persuasion check for me. He kind of looks at you, kind of facial features pretty stagnant for the most part, in a very kind of professional manner of delivering information, just unwavering. I'm sorry, sir, but that is all I am at liberty to say at the moment. Without any proper paperwork, that is all I can give you.
What about this? And I flash 3 gold pieces.
Roll a persuasion check at
Trying to
advantage.
be all smugly.
Roll a
Trying to
persuasion
be all
check at
smugly.
advantage.
Ooh.
I'll give you one more chance.
Better.
You kind of flash the coins, and he kind of like quickly swipes them and kind of pockets them, and kind of, well, there seems to be a bit more information here if you are so certain. It says that the captain was one such Captain Siegfried. The ship was a large 3-masted vessel. Stayed in town at a local inn. First night, second night, third. Yes, they loaded off 4 crates of goods and took back with them 3, relieving themselves of certain trade goods such as spices, different liquors, and a few animal goods, and returned with some other liquors, as well as some miscellaneous clothing of sorts, as well as a few packages or crates of adventuring gear, climbing items, and it looks like quite a hefty amount of fur.
That matches up with old Luna said. Maybe they were going to that icy place. Hey, mister. Do you know anything about the Lazar Archipelago?
You mean the Lazar Principalities? Yes, they are a group of islands to the northeast of here. It's quite a journey to get there, depending on which direction you go. It can range anywhere from a few months to a year-long journey.
Oh, Ash looks so crestfallen at that news.
Ezra will kind of like pat him on the back. It's okay, Pats. You can hang out here with us.
Damn it, Siegfried. Thank you for the information.
Of
Now
course.
Pat's just all set. Dejectedly just walks out. Come on, let's go visit the Walrus Man.
The most dejected way to say that statement.
Alright, and Ezra will follow him out.
And so Pat's kind of leading the way a bit, hanging his head a bit low. You guys do find yourselves back within the dock ward of the city. And following Luna's directions, you kind of make your way west, continuing west, along the edge of the docks, until you find Coin Alley and head north. And indeed, you do see as there is a large mansion, probably 2 or 3 times the size of most of the buildings around, and well larger than any other residence. This mansion kind of sits nestled up on top of a ridge, backed up against the sloping hills that eventually make their way towards the mountain.
Is there a gate or anything, or is it just a door?
As you look, there doesn't seem to be any sort of gate or walls. There's large, open, well-kept grounds, but there is just a simple door to this large mansion.
Alright, Thurston will walk up and knock on the door.
You kind of come up and you kind of knock. It's a very heavy door, but you can feel as your scaled knuckles make enough of a noise, and you can hear it ringing out inside as the heavy knocks come through, and kind of wait for a couple minutes. There doesn't seem to really be any response.
Thurston's gonna hit it louder. Or harder.
Alright, you kind of take a fist and bang on the door loudly, and you can hear heavy ringings throughout whatever large hall lies beyond. But still, after waiting 5-10 minutes, no one comes to the door.
I don't think anyone's home. Are there any windows? Or anything on the first floor to look in?
Is there anybody nearby?
You look around and there doesn't seem to really be anyone nearby. This area, especially up near this mansion, it's pretty clear of really anyone wandering. There are a few areas, like a slight distance away, where you can kind of see people in the distance, but no one nearby that you can kind of easily talk to. And there are numerous windows across the front of this building, though.
There's a look in one.
Alright, roll me a perception check.
Can do.
Alright, so as you kind of gaze into the interior of this building, which side did you go to? Right side or left side?
Left side.
Left side. Okay. So you kind of peer in, and kind of through the first window you can glimpse kind of a grand entryway. Statues that are kind of sitting on top of desks in the hall. But even though it's grand and beautiful, it's not exactly the best well kept. You see as there are a few crates lying around, and there's some dust that gathers on some of the furniture. And looking in a nearby window, you see an empty room that has a thick layer of dust over a couple of chests inside.
Doesn't look like anyone's used this room for a little while. I don't think anybody's home. Well, I was hoping it'd be a little bit easier to find this person. Durzen's gonna walk around the back.
Alright. You kind of make your way around numerous flowered areas and large trees, kind of past one of these towers and past a second to the back side of the building. And you do see that the back appears to be relatively the same. You still glimpse a few of the windows. Some of the windows are actually blocked out. You can't quite see in. But most of them you kind of glimpse kind of various disorganized bundles of cloth and crates, chests and furniture, all of it kind of disheveled.
Really looks like this place is falling on hard times.
And did we catch the name of this, like, manor or mansion? Or just who lives here? Or is supposed to live here?
You heard that it was some walrus-like individual.
Okay.
Other than that,
Glad-
no, you weren't given a specific name.
He has a big hat, too.
Oh, yes.
And he's rotund.
Yes.
Well, maybe check any places nearby to see if they've heard of any walrus man.
Yeah, I mean, there can't be too many walrus men walking around, right?
I
think so.
I certainly wouldn't think so.
Alright, so who wants to go harass the locals first?
If you're asking on who would talk to people, I'm always willing to do that.
Yeah, talk.
All right, let's go see who we can find, and maybe in, I don't know, nearby shop or tavern on the streets.
Or maybe an urchin.
Poor passerbys.
Yeah, any of those are possible. The mansion is kind of tucked away out of off the road, but kind of making it back towards Coin Alley. You do see occasional people coming by. You do see a few different businesses. One of them looks like a. Oh, this is. I'm in the wrong ward. One of them looks to be a fairly sizable tavern and nightclub, known as the Crawling Spider. That seems pretty vacant at this point in the afternoon. You also see what looks to be an interesting establishment known as the Smiling Siren, which also seems a bit dormant at this time of day. But seems to have large portraits of scantily clad women of different race and size across the front. Smiling Siren. And you see across the top of the building is a large mural of what looks to be like a mermaid or a siren. Different spelling, but still funny.
And I'm sorry, I had a little interruption. It was Crawling Spider, Smiling Siren. Was there one before the spider?
Nope. Those
Okay.
are the two that you kind of see at least nearby. Everything else seems to be somewhat either residential or more of like a functional business. So there's some like dock workers or ship builders, those types of things, but nothing like a merchant.
So, which one you rather go to? The nightclub or the brothel? Pets?
Well, I could use another drink. So, go to the nightclub.
Sounds good. Hopefully they got the information we need. Really, hopefully.
Can't imagine there's too
somebody
many
does.
walrus men walking around.
You would think somebody would know something.
Hopefully somebody's heard of this guy.
Alright, so as you guys come up to this building, it's odd. It's almost dome-shaped in places with small offshoots kind of turning in different directions. And across the top of it is a large pattern of what looks like a large spider with its legs coming down the dome and its head resting above the doorway. And you all kind of make your way in through the door, and it seems like it's pretty quiet, but you're greeted by a drow-looking woman at the counter. And Nadari, as you come in, it is immediately a sense of almost homesickness in a way, as the walls around you. Are you able to hear us, Hannah?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay. So yeah, as you enter this, you see a drow woman behind the counter near the front of this, and the entrance to this area, it almost gives you a sense of homesickness as you come in, and it is very much like you have walked or teleported underground. And found yourself in a underground cavern with kind of cracks going up the subterranean floor, and you see further in past the entryway a small subterranean dance floor, and there are small almost like caverns that seem to lead off in different directions with dark recesses. This certainly seems to play a place that caters to people who either like the area for the thrilling atmosphere or who came from someplace like this.
And Dari just lights up as soon as she gets in there, and she turns around to the group and is like, "This is just like where I was from." And then she's probably a little loud, but
And for everyone else, it is extremely difficult to see in here. It is very dim, and even through dark vision, it is dark and dim, and everything is a shade of gray and seems to kind of wash out against your vision. And Nadari is about the only one that feels comfortable in this level of light and atmosphere.
Good thing Durzen can't see a thing.
Durzen, you kind of so there are occasional lights everywhere that kind of give you enough light to see at least where you're going, but it's like walking into a fancy restaurant on steroids where they have turned the lights all the way down, and it is like you couldn't read anything in here. You can barely make out the features of people. It is very difficult to see. And
Perfect.
actually, Nadari, go ahead and give me a perception check at advantage.
okay. Oop, sorry, it wasn't an advantage. I'll just fish for that nat 20.
As you walk in here, just kind of fascinated by the things around you, kind of looking around and kind of trying to find at home, you can tell that this is somewhat artificial. There's something that it feels very reminiscent, and it's a good imitation, but it's not quite the same. And you even see that the drow in front of you doesn't fully appear to be drow. It's a very convincing costume or disguise. You're not really certain. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see, you're not sure if they're a normal elf that has somehow darkened their skin tone and lightened their hair, but something, it doesn't quite match with the drow that you know. It's like the place that they reside, it's imitation.
I'm gonna walk up to the quote drow unquote and just kind of put my arms on the table and sigh. Ah, you're not like me, are you?
I am whatever you need me to be. This is the crawling spider where all your darkest fantasies come to life. Most of our
You gotta just-
festivity...
She kind of thumps her forehead onto the bar and just goes, "Ugh."
Most of our festivities start in a few hours, but you all are more than welcome to find a place to sit. If you would like some food or drink, I'm sure one of our servers can accommodate.
Here's, I'll drink to that. And I ordered the strongest drink on the menu.
Oh boy.
All right, as you kind of come in and just look, just ask for whatever the strongest thing they have. They kind of jot down something on a piece of parchment and head back into the back and return a moment later with a tall glass of kind of blue liquid, kind of laced with trails of black and a mysterious fruit kind of hanging on the rim, and kind of set it down in front of you.
He is briefly intrigued by this fruit. Has he ever seen it before? Is it some weird Underdark thing?
Pats has not seen this before.
Okay. Ooh, don't even have to roll. Hey, Andari, what is this?
Nadari, you can roll a history check if you want.
Sure.
This is like a drowberry.
Strawberry.
Yes, the drowberry.
No, this is what's known as a gloom fruit. And it's fairly similar to things like a grapefruit or an orange or a pear that you would have on the surface, but is one of the few plants or trees that actually grows in the Underdark.
So that is authentic, though. That is something that I would know and feel nostalgic about.
Yes, it does seem to be authentic.
All right. Yeah,
What
as soon
about the
as you
rest of the
ask what it
drink?
is, her head kind of lifts up to look at it as she looks very disappointed. And then her eyes light up and she goes, Gloom fruit! It's quite good. Have you tried it yet?
I have not, and then I proceed to take a bite, followed up with a big swig of my drink.
As you kind of pull the fruit off and kind of bite in, the fruit itself has a like dark bluish color, and almost a purplish black rind to it, that almost appears somewhat like an avocado on the outside and like a very dark colored orange on the inside. Biting into it, it's a little bit sour, but has a very sharp and aromatic taste to it. The drink itself is very similar and seems to have been made with a lot of the same flavors. And it hits very strong. Go ahead and make me a Constitution save.
Oh boy,
Let's go.
starting early.
Yeah, what time is it?
It is maybe like 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Oh,
Oh, the perfect time to start.
Pats, yeah, as you take a sip of this, it just begins to burn as it goes down your throat. And you're not really feeling tipsy, but like that is strong, and you kind of cough up a little bit as you try and kind of recover from this, from even just a bit of this drink.
Wow, some strong stuff down there.
oh boy. Well, I don't think I can handle that right now, but I'd definitely take something a little lighter.
And the server in front of you, kind of another drow-appearing individual, this time a male, with those same long pointed ears, kind of white, clean-cut hair, and he's wearing no shirt, but just a vest over the top of his shoulders, and kind of holding the tray from where he brought the drink. And we have many things to enjoy here. Should you wish, all sorts of drinks, or should you have other interests, we do have things to spice up your night.
Just the alcohol, thanks.
Actually, can I just have a gloom fruit?
And I'd actually like just a couple answers to some questions.
We cater to all indulgences. What type of alcohol do you prefer? As he looks towards Ezra first.
Oh dear. Well, nothing too crazy. It's not that late in the day yet. Do you just have some beer or ale?
We have fine drinks of many different flavors, but should you enjoy the more typical indulgent, we have that as well.
Hmm.
And as
Well,
for
what about something not too strong, but a little fruity? You know, just a little drinky.
I'm sure we can accommodate something. And for you, he looks towards Nadari. I'm sure that we can deliver gloom fruit to you. A bit unorthodox, I must say, but again, we cater to all desires here for many of our patrons from below.
And right now, my desire is that fruit.
And my draconic friend, if you are searching for answers, I'm certain that I can give you some sort of reply. He gives a wide
Well.
smile of just perfect white teeth.
Before Durzin can respond, Platt, kind of slurring, just yells, "Where's the walrus man?"
Well, couldn't have said it better.
Oh, boy.
Where's the walrus man who has the mansion down the way? Got a couple questions for him. We're also looking for a woman named Curioni. You might know her.
Ah, I do know Kiriani, and I believe I know this walrus man that you refer to. Let me put in the orders for your friends, and I'll be back to discuss. And he quickly turns on his heel and retreats back into the darkness and disappears from view. As you all are kind of sitting here, Pats, you kind of turn to suddenly find a small individual. What at first looks like a gnome or a halfling, but with white-gray beard and hair that is all frizzled, standing maybe 3 feet high with this bluish-gray skin and a dark black coat wrapped around. He kind of extends an arm, kind of pulling the coat open to reveal small little vials of green and purple liquid inside, and he just looks at you. Want to buy some death sticks?
Oh boy. What's a death stick?
Oh, it's the most wonderful indulgence you could experience. Please, try one. They're only a gold apiece.
Why the hell not?
No, I'm gonna. Damn it.
You can try and stop
Question.
him.
No, that does damage. Damn it.
What?
I wanted to make the reference somehow.
Don't kill us for a joke, please.
Okay.
Can
Has
I
a plus
use-
2 to Constitution.
Can I use minor illusion to have a whisper behind him? Say, you want to go home and rethink your life?
Sure. He kind of looks over his shoulder. I want to go home and rethink my life. What? Who said that?
Who said what?
Did you not hear that?
No.
You hear
I
a
don't know what
snicker
you're
from the
talking
table.
about.
Anyway, you, the small white-haired one, you wanted to buy one yet?
Do I want to go home and rethink my life? I don't even know what my life is anymore.
And I just am sad and
Oh no.
sobbing into my drink.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna run
friend.
over and hug you.
No.
There's
Here, don't be sad. See you, ta-da!
The man kind of looks a little bit awkward and kind of like shuffles away.
Well, I just run over and hug Pats and fling a hamster out of my sleeve into his arms. You can't be sad.
Thanks, Cosmo. Thanks, Indari. Can't believe they left me. But at least I have you guys now.
That's right. She
And-
has a big smile across her face.
And
It's been a
before
while.
too
It's
long-
terrifying if I could see more than your bright white teeth and eyes. Not gonna lie.
'Cause I-
Sorry, what was that? You cut out at the very end?
Oh. You know how, like, whenever it's really dark and you can see just someone's eye? Alright, I have a picture for it. This is what Pat sees, and it's mildly creepy. There we go.
Oh gosh! Yeah, just the eyes and teeth of a very excited Nadari looking out at him.
Let's try this
Whatever
again
you
once
want.
we're outside.
I mean, can I just create, like, one dancing light so it's
Uh,
not too bright?
Yeah, you can kind of like hold out your hand and a small ball of light manifests and kind of gives a soft pulsing light that you kind of place down in the center of the table that you're at.
There, now you can see my whole beautiful face. Instead of just the... Well, I imagine without the rest of the face it would be quite terrifying.
It was. But still appreciated.
But yeah, it'll glow kind of a cool blue color.
All right. And
Ooh.
not too long after that, the drow server does return with another platter. On it, you see a sliced, open, large gloom fruit that has been cut into about 6 different slices. On top, you see a mixture of what looks like different sugars or spices, and there's just ever so slightly you see what looks to be like a red mist coming up from the center, and he kind of places the plate down in front of Nadari, and then holds out a small red and orange drink that seems to be mixing like a lava lamp in front of Ezra.
Ooh. Now what is this?
Yes, Pat is now also interested. The one thing that'll cure his sadness.
You're
New,
more than welcome to
exciting
try a
foods.
sip, Pats.
Hooray!
This is a drink that is made from magma pods from within the deepest reaches of Undermountain. It comes
Oh.
from creatures that live within the magma, creating a very interesting life cycle and a very effervescent material to be used in drinks and food of the like. Mixed with high quality liquors, it is quite delectable.
Well, it sounds fantastic. And she'll take a good swig of it and then offer to Pats if he wants to give it a try as well.
Yes, he will take a sip because now he is realizing that the drink he got was very strong, and he is no longer prone to getting hella drunk right now. It's too early.
As you both take a sip of this, it's a very unusual combination of tastes. The liquid itself is thicker than that of water, but not so viscous as to be something like honey. But it does kind of almost of like a milkshake type texture where you can drink it, but it's a little bit slow to move. And you see that the kind of orange balls that kind of float in this liquid kind of pulse and move, and as you kind of lift the glass, they seem to kind of break and mix into the liquid as well. As it kind of hits your mouth and your throat, it's a mixture of cool and warm sensations that kind of make your tongue a little bit buzz and tingle, and it's not a spiciness to it, but it's almost like a sensation of a pop rock, where it seems to almost react as it hits your tongue, and small explosions seem to happen and ripple across as you taste it. The taste itself is something akin to a grapefruit, and mixed with kind of a black cherry, as it is these vibrant and pooling textures, but at the same time they almost taste roasted or dried. There is a hint of that flame, that burning flavor that makes them smoky. It's very odd, but appeasing.
I am having a great time.
We're
Oh,
gonna have to go
that's
get some of
fancy.
those. He's from Undermountain, yeah? Might have to go pay a visit to Durnan. Who's with me?
In due time. I'm not ready to see another troll again.
All you hear is as my mouth is full.
That's the spirit.
He just gives you 2 thumbs up with her cheeks just absolutely stuffed.
The server kind of looks over towards Pat and Durs, and now you said you had questions.
Yes, like my friend said, we're looking for the Walrus Man and for Curiani. Just got a couple questions for him.
Right. Well, the walrus man, his name is Mert, known as the moneylender to some. He's a bit of a fat old rogue, but he makes a good retired adventure. His mansion is just up to the west of here, the one with the 4 tall spires, though he rarely finds his way to be there outside of sleeping whenever he's not out drinking with his companions. He's adventured into Undermountain a few times, multiple times with another famous adventurer from the city, a man known as Durnan, who owns the Yawning Portal Tavern.
Yeah, we've met him. He's a good man.
Mert is less put together. He can be loud and tipsy and at times a bit of a braggart, but you shouldn't underestimate his abilities. He's rich for a reason.
I understand.
And as for Kiriani once had a relationship with a very powerful wizard known as he was one of the first to use what is now known as Blackstaff Tower. It was in fact named for him, and his fame led to Kiriani's fame as well. She's a half-drow, from what I understand, and a quite powerful and influential figure within the city. She often stays at a nearby inn known as the Inn of the Crescent Moon.
Yeah, we'd heard about that. They sent us looking for your Mert, but we hadn't been able to find him. We were just hoping someone else had some information about where we could.
Mert is difficult to locate. He travels across the city frequently, and not often in one place for very long. Constantly talking to people, earning favors, doing deeds. The man is restless, I think.
Any idea of maybe those that he goes out to drink with? Any buddies or friends that are close to him that we might be able to talk to?
As far as I'm aware, the only one of any note is Durnan, though I've seen him in the company of many an individual.
And out of curiosity, is he one that more surrounds himself with friends or surrounds himself with females when getting tipsy?
It used to be a bit of both, but ever since he got married, it's been less so.
Wise man.
That will do it.
Are there any other indulgences that I can get for you at this time?
Nothing more from me, but thank you.
Wonderful. Please, just wave a hand if you need any other service.
One more question.
Of course.
Where do you get this gloom fruit? How do you get this gloom fruit?
Roll me a persuasion check, Nadari.
Ooh, she wants the fruit.
Apparently, I winked at him when I said it.
He kind of flashes that same smile. Well, I'm supposed to say that we retrieve it from the depths of Khyber itself, traveling down deep into the mountain to pull it from the surface where it grows from the dark-rooted trees and return it back here each morn, but in truth we have a wizard who is quite good at enchantment and transmutation. He can turn simple pears, oranges, apples into any fruit or meal that you desire. Different things of all sorts of intricacies. It becomes no less real than it would be had we ventured down below to retrieve it, but comes without the risks.
Did it taste the same?
It did.
Well, I'm still thankful you had it.
Should you need any more, please just let me know.
She gives off a smile before turning to her last piece that she has left ready to munch it.
Alright, so as you all kind of sit here enjoying your beverages and food and having a bit of information gathered, what's your next course of action?
Well, I don't know how we're gonna find this merch that's just wandering around. And honestly, don't really need to get to Mert. I was looking for Asper, who we more need Curiani for. So honestly, I'm a bit at a loss here.
I'm
Guess
gonna
we
get
come
out
back-
my map and see if I can see the Inn of the Crescent Moon on there.
That's where we
That's
came from before, where we
Luna
talked
was.
to,
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, phooey. I
Who
was
sent
paying
us here?
attention. Sorry, I've had internet cutting in and out a little
No,
bit
you're
on
fine.
my end, so I've missed a few
Oh,
things.
no.
Thank you.
I've missed a few things. I've been here the whole time.
Same. Well, definitely seems like a runaround of different people to talk to.
Honestly,
It's-
I'm thinking about just leaving a note on his door to get back to us. Maybe we could go to Blackstaff Tower again. See if Curiani's there, if any of the guards or anyone there knows anything. Other than that,
Not a bad idea. It's a place we could go where we could potentially find two people we'd maybe be looking for.
By chance, is there any way today or in the next couple of days, we could make it back to the market?
I'm sure we could head that way when we're heading to Blackstaff.
Works for me.
Yeah, because the market's not too far from Blackstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you all want to head towards the market and then we can go to Blackstaff?
If that's all right.
That sounds fine to me.
All right. So as you all kind of prepare to kind of gathering your things and preparing to head out to visit the market before going towards Blackstaff Tower, you see as the server comes once again and places a piece of parchment on the table, and it has a itemized list of the things that you have ordered, totaling 6 gold pieces and 8 silver.
I'll put down.
What items?
Yeah.
It
What's
has
the breakdown here?
it has the original gloom fruit beverage that Pat's had ordered was 3 gold pieces. It had the magma pod drink, which was 1 gold piece and 3 silver pieces. It had the gloom fruit itself, which was 5 silver pieces, and then it just has a list for miscellaneous that was a gold piece.
Okay.
Information, I bet.
Yep, Durzin will
I'll
put
put
his
down a
gold
gold
down.
piece.
Yeah, I'll put down. I can't even. Oh gosh, I was being bad and wasn't completely listening. I just remembered 1 gold piece and 3 silver.
6 gold pieces and 8 silver pieces is the total.
Or sorry, that was how much the lava one was. That's the only thing
Yeah.
that I took from that.
So 3 gold pieces, and then it was 1 gold piece, 3 silver pieces,
Yes.
5 silver pieces, and did I do my math right? I think this is 2 gold pieces actually.
It's just as complicated as when you go
Okay,
out to
then
eat with your
Thursday
friends.
put
Yeah.
Thursday put 2 gold down for the info.
I'll just put 2 gold pieces down.
All right, so you got
Bit of a
5.
rip off. He puts down his gold pieces.
All right, so that's 6 gold pieces out of the 6 gold and 8 silver.
Oh, I'll just put an extra gold piece down.
All right. So as you place the gold pieces on the table and kind of nod as you kind of make your way out, the place is slowly starting to fill up. You guys have been in here for almost an hour, and a few people are starting to come in, but it's still relatively empty. But you kind of clear your tab and make your way out, being like, "Wow, that was an expensive encounter," and making your way out of the cavern and back onto the streets of the city. As you head northeast, takes about 45 minutes to get back towards the market, but it is just as alive and vibrant as ever. Still those same buildings, still the large purple hot air balloon, and there are hundreds of people packed into here.
Going straight for that tent, that balloon, whatever it is.
All right, Ezra's right behind her, right on her heels.
Durzen's behind them.
Japan? Is that what's going on?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just got enough money for random fun. That's,
Oh,
I am
Just
a storytelling
burning a hole
traveling
in your
bard.
pocket.
I am ready for my random item.
Oh goodness.
My old character was too responsible to take advantage of this, so now it is time.
responsible, so now he doesn't have enough gold for Gachapon.
Oh,
It's okay, next time. Next time.
All right. So yes, Nadari, as you kind of come out to this market, you do see the large purple hot air balloon and the people gathered around, and you once again come up and catch sight of the gnomish figure with the long blonde hair and the carefully, meticulously cultivated mustache and beard. As you make your way finally to the front, kind of excited, you see him once there. Well, hello, welcome back again. Find something that struck your fancy?
Finally have enough, and she just slaps 50 right on the table.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
It was 50, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As you kind of put your small pouch of gold pieces on, he kind of takes it and kind of dumps the coins into his hand, and it is seamless, but he looks as if he's counting, but his hands hardly move as they slide through his fingers. And as the gold disappears, he pulls out an oversized silver coin, and looking at it, it looks to have a depiction of this person's face on it in a very overly detailed method of just a bit narcissistic in a way. But he kind of hands you this coin and kind of swirls his hands, and then what apparates on the table is a large machine that seems to swirl with magical energy atop the top, and there's what you can see is multiple gears and mechanisms, and a large slot at the front.
I'm gonna kiss the coin for good luck, put it in there, and then nervously rub my hands together as I await my prize.
All right. As you kind of rustle your hands and place the coin in, and you kind of grab the lever next to it and pull down, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Oh boy! Ooh. I hope this is something useful. Can I use inspiration to get something cool?
You get what you get with this one. As the machine begins to whir and come to life, it surges and the magic seems to rustle and burst with energy, and everyone around you kind of looks in anticipation, and there's a fairly large kind of door on the bottom that kind of opens up, and 4 small seeds drop out. Seeds. They're about the size of a lemon seed.
I'm gonna look at them, and then look at him, and then look at them, and then look at him.
Are they like the seeds that
Well.
Pat has?
Those are some mighty fine seeds you got there, Nadari.
Yes, it appears so.
Don't lose them, he says as he swirls his hand and the machine kind of morphs back down into the magic, then collapses into nothing.
She
You
just
know
stares
what?
at these seeds in her hand, not moving.
I hope you enjoy
I'd
your
like to
gift.
try that.
Oh,
There's
would you?
Put down
Oh,
50 of his gold.
Magnificent. He claps his hands, and just like it had folded together, it re-unfolds once more as the machine apparates in front of you, and you see the small notch in the center in the lever. As he kind of once again just slides the gold coins through his hands and produces another silver coin, and he hands it to you, Durzin.
Let's see if this thing's got anything more interesting than seeds. He's gonna pull the lever.
All
and
right.
Dari looks very sad.
Go ahead and roll me a d20. Alright, as the machine once again whirls to life, it begins to chug and twist, moving and shaking as the energy pops out of the front. This time the door opens and out rolls a tied piece of parchment.
Now that looks more interesting than seeds.
Durzin will
I don't know what the seeds will grow
pick
into.
it up and look at it and open it.
As you examine this parchment, it doesn't exactly make sense to you as you look at it. You can understand some of the words as it appears to be written in Draconic, but they don't make sense. They're not making sentences. And as you kind of focus, you're like, what? Perhaps it... Well, you know that magic does occasionally use Draconic. It could have some... It could have some magical properties if you found someone who was talented in that.
I can't read this. Can either you guys read this? Durzin's gonna show it to the party members.
Is anyone proficient in Arcana?
No.
Absolutely not.
And as you kind of show it around to everyone, some of you can make out a little bit. Kind of Pats and Adari, you kind of know a few of these phrases, but the full purpose of it's strange. It looks like it's some sort of enchantment magic, but what it does specifically, you're not sure.
Does that say Chuck or Duck?
Oh, I think
I
it's
don't know.
about Chuck the Duck. Yeah.
I know the words, but none of this makes any sense.
I don't suppose you can tell us what these are, or what they do, or...
Oh, I have no idea. The magic of the machine brings to you what you need in the moment.
So she needed seeds, and I needed a legible piece of paper.
Apparently, as was determined by the magic of the weave.
Durzin will put
Dari,
paper in his pocket.
Dari just
Seeds.
continues holding these seeds, looking kind of grumpy as she's staring.
Oh no, Hannah, cut out a little bit. But yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh, you're
staring
good.
at the seeds and looking grumpy and not moving.
Oh, my dear, don't have such a glum look on your face. I'm sure they will more than surpass your expectations. You just have to believe. That's almost as powerful as magic. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and there's a bit of silver sparkle that comes up from them.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to plant them or eat them or
Can I run a nature check to see if I know what those seeds are?
Sure.
Hooray!
All right, Pats.
Oh,
Looking at these seeds, at first glimpse, they look to be basic lemon seeds, but their coloring is slightly off. Rather than the brownish color of a lemon seed, these are more of an earthy, a darker brown, and they have shoots of a very vibrant green that almost look like veins running up across them. You are quite certain that you have never seen these before.
Well, these aren't lemon seeds. I'll give you that much.
maybe we can plant them at the tavern. Maybe they might grow into something cool.
But we don't. No, what if they need? Oh shoot! I think I cut out. I don't know what they are. I mean, what if they need full sunlight or partial sunlight or no water or lots of water? You just, you don't know if you don't know what you're planting. She just keeps
maybe just
rambling
plant
on and
one.
on. How many do I have?
4.
4? Okay. I'm just gonna put them as 4, and then I'm just gonna put lemon seeds? Question mark.
Don't worry. Whenever we get back to the manor tonight, I can take a bite of chalk and detect magic to see if there's anything special about them. But I don't want to do it here because I don't want to waste a spell slot.
That would be helpful. And her frown kind of turns upside down, and let's hope that there's something. I will take a look around too and see if there's anything mildly cheap now that I've sadly wasted 50 on seeds.
These coins are one of the more affordable options that he has here.
Yeah, I just keep looking sad with
Aw.
my seeds.
Yeah, as you
I
inquire, most of the other things here are on the order of hundreds of gold pieces.
Oof.
And
There's
about
Gold
the
Shaker.
the cheapest thing that you see, he tells you, or seems to be a crystalline parrot, that is running about 25 gold pieces.
I'll keep my seeds. I'll put them away safely.
Oh, Ezra's hand is just itching, like she is debating. Kind of looking, is the machine still on the table?
Yes, it is. As this has happened twice, multiple other people have kind of come forward and like rose up their hands and be like, "Oh, I want to try."
Oh. All right, Ezra got caught up in the hype, and she'll smacks 50 gold down on the table too.
Oh, if we keep doing this, we might be able to start a library, maybe a farm.
You want
Guess
to
we'll
try
just
your
have to
luck as
find
well?
out.
Marvelous,
why not?
marvelous. I'm always interested to see what the weave brings each and every individual that comes to my
Yes.
establishment. And once again, the gold slides through his fingers, and out pops a large silver coin, and he hands it to you.
Oh boy. All right, Ezra takes a big kind of breath and a gulp, nervously, and oh my god! Uh-oh! Jesus.
Don't blow up the machine, please.
Oh no. No.
No!
No.
As this machine just whirs to life, pulling in energy from around and kind of coalescing it, you hear it chug as the gears turn, and from the doorway, out slides a small ring.
Uh-oh, what's this? Well, is this ring, I mean, is it, well, I guess it's magical, so it doesn't necessarily matter what size it is, so, like, Ezra could wear it on her hand.
Yeah, as you kind of go and test it
boy.
out, it does kind of expand to fit exactly your hand.
Ooh, that's so much cooler than seeds.
Well, alright. I'm not too big on jewelry, but, you know, it looks nice.
So you give her a ring and me seeds.
And Ezra,
Have you seen my outfit?
as you look down at this ring, it's a small bronze band, but it has a large symbol on the face of it. What looks like a purplish blue background, and on top of it is a red, almost tribal pattern that seems to form what looks akin to a mask, but it's more geometric, not forming a particular face, but that's kind of the general pattern of it.
Very cool. Sounds interesting.
I hope it is interesting. You'll have to come back with tales of what the weave has brought you. I'm always interested to see what could happen.
Well, we'll just have to see.
Dari lets out a big sigh, but then she goes over and pats Ezra on the back.
My dear, if you don't happen to be pleased with what you end up getting, you can always come back to Kobold or go home. And I'd be happy to try and connect you with the weave once more.
Yeah, but I imagine the second time isn't at a discount, is it?
How can you discount interacting with the very core of magic itself?
Well... She just reaches into her pocket, takes out her little change pouch, jingles it, says nothing, and puts it back.
I'm sure you'll be back. They always come back. Who can resist the charm of Clemic?
He just gives him a face. It's this face.
Ezra kind of like puts her arm around Andari. It's like, well, we'll just have to turn you into a farmer now, won't we?
I'm going to need boots for that, aren't I?
We can get you a nice little pair of boots.
Gonna need some overalls too.
And a damn shovel. Well, at least it'd make me stronger, wouldn't it? And she kind of pokes your bicep, Ezra.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll win an arm wrestle or two. She kind of smirks.
Well, my current track record isn't too bad. Speaking of,
that
our
is true.
current track record isn't too bad.
That is very true.
But you actually see her smile as she is now distracted from her seeds.
Oh, good.
The power of friendship.
Yay!
Alright, so is there anything else that you guys want to do while you're in the market?
No, I just wanted to do a quick spend of our money.
All right,
We
to
didn't need to
Black
save
Stout
that for the
Tower.
manor.
Yeah, he spends it.
No,
We're
that was
fine.
just 50 gold each.
It was the easiest
Torrance
50
still
gold
got our
person
money?
had ever made.
Yeah, that was only 150. It was only like half the deposit you needed to start work on the tavern.
All we had to do was go beat. We didn't even have to beat up anyone. We just had to walk over, and
Or
Torun
just
had to
yelled
scare
at them
people.
Well, maybe I'll plant my seeds,
I'm-
grow some fruit, go to the farmer's market, make more gold, then we'll talk.
Profit.
I'm the richest guy
Profit.
here. Ooh. I'm used to this feeling. I'm so powerful.
Don't spend it all on mushrooms.
And
Why would I need to buy the mushrooms when I could go out and get them? Tisk, tisk.
for rough reference to understand, a gold piece is roughly somewhere between like $5 and $10 if you were to equate economy.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Are you telling me I just spent $500 on seeds?
250
Horse
to $500.
Okay, $350 on seeds. No wonder I'm
It's only like $80 a seed.
Christ. Knowing me, I'm gonna get set on fire and the seeds will be gone.
Hey, at least they're not the 150 gold pieces that it would cost in the last campaign.
Oh shit, was it that expensive?
Yeah,
Oh
you guys
boy.
were loaded last campaign though.
That's true. We were pretty loaded. We
We are not.
we bought a castle. It's fine.
we were basically given one, so
That's fair.
A haunted, decrepit manor. I don't think that's the same.
hey, castle
It's got
manor.
more soul than
tomato,
a castle,
tomato.
though.
It's got more soul.
It comes, comes with a free ghost. Dari likes the ghost, so.
All right, were we headed to Blackstaff Tower next?
Yep.
All right, let's go
See if
take our
anyone's
goodies
got
and
any
check it
info
out.
about anything.
All right. Another few minutes, and you arrive back at the large tower that kind of extends back into the hill. And the guards immediately let you in and kind of escort you back across the bridge to the back room where you had met with Vajra before. And as you enter, the woman kind of looks back up at you, kind of excited. Ah, I'm glad you've returned. I was just about to send for you all, actually.
Really? Have you had any new information about Avila?
Unfortunately, no. That
Oh.
has not returned any consistent information at this point. But I do have an interesting opportunity that could provide us with the opportunity we discussed last. A time to test out your abilities and see how we work together.
I understand. What do you got lined up?
Well, I have heard that a new resident within the city has startled a few people. I would like to confront them and learn of their intentions.
Any info about this person? What they look like? What they might be doing in town?
Well, they're not exactly a person, per se. They're, well, they remind me of you in a way, Durzen.
How's that?
They happen to be a dragon. A young
Wait.
bronze dragon, actually.
Like dragon, not dragon born. Dragon.
Yes, dragon.
Oh goodness.
Wait, there's
Okay.
a difference?
Yeah, wings and a tail.
Now we
Oh.
we
It
believe.
must suck not to have a tail.
Oh, what? Never thought about it.
We believe that this dragon has taken up residence in Deepwater Harbor, and it startled a few sailors, but we haven't heard that it's hurt anyone yet. I would like to confront it and learn of its intentions, and I figured that you all could use an opportunity to see how you handle negotiations with an entity of this sort. Bronze dragons aren't known to be particularly aggressive. In fact, many times they actively oppose tyranny in cities and can be put to good use if they are on the right terms. But we need to make sure that those terms do align with ours.
Makes sense.
So, are you all busy? We could go out there this evening.
I don't have anything too much planned besides for a few people that I think it'd just be easier to ask you about anyway.
And who knows, if we go back down to the dock ward, we might run into that walrus man.
That's very true.
Or Kiriani.
You are looking for Mert and Kiriani.
Actually, we're looking for Asper. So we're looking for Kiriani to find Asper, and we're looking for Mert to find Kiriani.
Well, Kiriani is out on travel, so she will not be found within the city. Mert is difficult to locate, and Asper is either by his side or also doing some travel. Uh, Actually, in fact, Asper at the moment, I believe, is out on assignment for us.
Well, good thing I asked you before I did too much more searching.
I believe she should be back before too long, but it might be a few days. I can certainly let you know when she comes to report. She should hopefully be bringing us information about your daughter as well, so it should align nicely.
I'd appreciate that. But other than that, I don't have much I'm doing. So I feel no problem gonna go talk to this dragon for you.
Oh, wonderful. Then shall we head to
We'll
the
have to see
harbor?
what he's up to. Let's
Does
take
anyone
a
else
little
have
walk.
a problem with that? No.
I don't think so.
Not hearing any dissension. Wonderful. She grabs her staff and kind of steps up, kind of putting on her cloak on her shoulders. Well, this way. And she kind of steps through the doors, open up, and she steps across the bridge and begins leading you all through the town once more, or through the city once more. And you find yourselves once again making your way south, back to where you had recently departed from, back to the docks that you had recently vacated on the south side of the city. And this time, you head to the very low southern edge of the docks, to a small beached area at the far south end of the city, next to one of the harbor gates. And you see a small rowing ship there, and she kind of steps inside. Are you ready to depart? It'll be a short
Yes,
journey
ma'am.
out into the harbor.
Durzin will get in the boat and get in the rower's position.
Oh, thank God. I hate rowing. Thank you.
Oh, you can get the other one. Yeah, you can keep
No.
up with me, can't you?
No. Y'all bigger than me.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean too much, now does it?
Don't. Yes. Yes, it does. I can navigate. That was my job sometimes. I wish we had a crow's nest, though.
Sadly, there's no mast on this vessel, so we won't be needing a crow's nest. It should accommodate us for the slight trip out. We should make it just before the sun sets. It should give us roughly an hour to search for the dragon before then.
Oh, at least I got my compass. I'm navigator. No one can tell me otherwise. I'm
I can
navigator.
see the island we're going to, Pats.
So,
Alright.
still need a compass to make sure we don't get lost.
Yeah, who knows if there's, a bunch of fog or mist will come in. You never know.
Hopefully we will
You
be
never
very
know.
far from the mist, but perhaps. Alright, well, we best get to it. And she kind of takes up her spot, and you all begin to row out of the harbor gate and around the edge. Passing into the deeper water, you see many of the ships, lots of fishermen that are fishing along the edge of the reef and rocks, and make it out towards a point just outside the harbor of the city. And as you all kind of look around and observe, she kind of calls out, "Alright, the dragon should be here somewhere, though is likely underneath the waves. We think that it is pursuing a shipwreck that crashed near the center of that rock formation up in front of us." And you can see just the edge of kind of the bow of a large ship that is kind of caught between these two large rocks. With any luck, you should be over there. Or they, rather.
Well, alright, if we're going to be going for a bit of a swim, I should probably take chainmail off.
Do Do you all
That
have
was
any
pretty smart.
magic to assist?
Just my arms and legs.
Unless lighting up
Yeah.
helps. No.
Jason, I'd rather you not think.
That would
That
not be
looked
good.
rather heavy. How do you wear that all the time? As I just hear just like clunk as you set it down.
Doesn't actually weigh that much. Too bad I had to leave the plate mail back home. Don't quite
I'm
fit in it anymore.
I'm definitely gonna walk over and like attempt to try to pick it up. Not like fully, but I'm just gonna like test the weight of it.
Make me a strength check. You lift
Oh.
and you kind of get part of it up off the ground, but it is heavy. It easily weighs 30, 40 pounds.
You hear just a struggle, and then she's like, "And you walk around with this all the time?"
Yeah, sleep in it sometimes too.
You what? And her eyes widen, and she just drops it.
Endurance is gonna jump over.
Wait. All right. Well, I guess I can pass this to you in the water. I knew we were going into the water, so I brought along some helpful potions. These will allow you to breathe underwater.
Oh, that actually will be incredibly helpful.
It was quite useful.
It should last for about an
you.
hour. So, we'll have to be a bit, quick. And she hands them out, and she also begins to disrobe, taking off her coat and her exterior clothes to reveal, what almost looks akin to some kind of long underwear, but is like this skin-tight suit of very thin fabric, that is very almost has like a shine to it, and it's not like any cloth that you all have seen before. But yeah,
What
she
is
hands.
that made of? I'm gonna ask her and point at it.
Well, this is a special weave, created by some of the finest. Well, one particular mage who also had a knack for enchanting fabrics. It is waterproof as well as resistant to things such as acid and poison. It comes in handy as a base layer and is nice for the occasional dip into a pool.
That's fantastic. She runs up to it and is like looking at it.
Should you ever make it to the City of Towers, be sure to look up Edna.
Edna, in the City of Towers?
Yes, Sean. It's within Breland.
She'll just smile, but I'm dying.
Oh.
Well, shall we go for a dip? And she uncorks a potion herself and quickly drinks it before setting down the empty vial in the boat and kind of giving a quick dive into the water.
Well, no time to waste. Ezra will, or I guess before downing the bottle, she'll kind of, strip down to, basically just a sports bra and some bike shorts and swig that potion down and cannonball into the water.
All
Pulls
right.
out his ingredient bag and then chugs the potion and then takes a bite of chalk before he dives down.
Oh, yeah.
No other clothing necessary or to strip off. He doesn't care.
Can Cosmo just like sit on my head while I swim? Will he be okay?
Give him just a little sip.
It's probably best to leave Cosmo in the boat. He'll probably be fine up here, but you could probably give him enough of your potion that it would be fine. But
Still
it would be difficult to swim with him. But you could try.
Nah, I'll leave him on the boat, but you hear Andari just like giving him a talking to before she leaves. Now, while I'm
Calvin,
gone,
make sure
and
no
you
one
be
gets my
good.
chainmail.
don't do this. And if they do that, make sure that you check this. And if I'm not back in this time, then assume I'm dead.
And Ezra will kind of like, grab him. Daria's like, all right, come on, Mom.
Yes. And then she's like, but wait, and did you remember to eat? And
Remember to eat.
All right, as you all begin to swim out into the bay, I'd like for everybody to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Ooh.
Pat's, nothing immediately catches your senses, but I'll let you know if that changes.
Can't see. Where am I?
Oh no. Oh, all right. There we go. At least somebody sees something.
All right, as you all kind of break through the surface of the water, kind of looking around, it takes a minute as you begin to. You're at first holding your breath, and then you kind of realize that you have this potion and kind of carefully opening your mouth right at the surface, cautiously, and kind of sucking in. It's weird. It's thicker than breathing air, but the magic seems to be working. It's a little bit uncanny at first to will yourself to breathe in the water, but after adjusting, it's not too terrible, and the water seems to be clear enough and clean enough to make out a good distance.
holy shit.
Was there
She
some?
just is like, no, she's just
Oh.
like, oh my god, it worked.
Yeah, and Nidari, as your kind of sight clears, you have better vision in low light than most, and it is kind of dark down here in the water, and you can kind of, looking forward, see the silhouette of a very large ship that is mostly underneath the waves of the water.
If I talk underwater, does it just sound like normal?
As you kind of begin to call out, you hear, as it's slightly muted, but your voice actually extends through the water.
Holy shit, a ship!
Where? Oh.
I'm gonna point and see if they can see it, or if it's just like I have to guide them to it. But I'm also gonna be looking around for fish and all sorts of stuff, because this is just like every girl's like, I wish I was a mermaid. This is
Yeah.
it. Like, I just swim down there with all the fishies. If I find a fork,
Bougie
goddamn it.
potions.
The deep
The ones that Siegfried always got didn't allow us to talk underwater. Cheap ass.
Cheap ass.
This is certainly strange.
Yeah, Nadari, as you kind of pointed out, as everyone else is kind of discussing back and forth, they can kind of see the silhouette, and you kind of look back and you see Vajra kind of waiting, kind of treading water, waiting for you all to lead the way. But as you kind of glimpse back towards the ship, you see a large shadow that kind of passes beside the ship and kind of ducks underneath it. It's probably a good 8 or 9 feet.
Oh boy. Was that the dragon?
Where?
No, not you. Over there. And she kind of like points to where she saw the shadow kind of like scurry its way under the ship. It just went under the ship.
Well, if it's
Well.
not aggressive as they said, I suppose we should just go say hi.
Sure.
Yeah, but let's be cautious, just in case. We don't
You
want
mean
to
I
startle
shouldn't-
them at the very least.
So I shouldn't just shout and start waving? Hi!
Well,
We'll proceed with caution. Don't
Eh.
want to scare him. Them.
Shrug before following
Shrug-
you guys.
shrugs
Instead of
underwater.
going, hello!
All right, we'll swim on over to the ship, or I guess near the bottom of the ship.
All right. As you all swim closer, this large shipwreck comes into view, getting larger and larger in your vision. And oh no, Hannah, can you not hear us? Is it any better? Or is it still pretty
Hello.
bad? Part-time Warforged, yeah. Alright, well, it's like 8 o'clock. We'll take a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll be right back. So please rejoin us in a couple of minutes. right. So you all have made it down underneath the water and are approaching this large shipwreck when you had seen a shadow, a good 8 or 9 feet long, kind of pass underneath the ship. What are you guys doing?
Cautiously approaching the ship, I believe.
Yeah, like slowly, like nothing too crazy.
All right.
Slowly kind of making our way to wherever we saw the shadow go.
So yeah, you kind of do your best to kind of swim forward and kind of take a look around. Why don't you guys roll me perception checks?
Well,
Holy
I'm
moly!
good at seeing today, guys.
Pats, you see anything?
Oh,
Nope.
no.
Just a lot of water.
Ezra, you kind of catch that shadow move once again towards the edge of the ship, and you're like, "Oh, I see it," and begin to swim towards it. And Nadari, you just catch it in time to kind of grab her shoulder and pull her out of the way, as what swims forward is not a dragon, but a large shark that reaches forward and kind of chomps its jaws through the water and begins to swim and circle around you all. And
That's a shark.
we're gonna
Oh,
go ahead and
boy.
roll some initiative.
Oh
Yes, yes.
my!
Wait, what kind of shark is it? Yeah, it's
Big.
important. Oh, are you playing right? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna distract with music excitement, but
And you guys can go ahead and roll me some initiative.
click
And
on
we're
your
not
token first.
Supposed to see anything, right?
You should.
I am seeing a black square.
I see us. We're on a water map. Yeah, music just kicked it up a notch.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Hollow Knight jams. I just replayed it 100%, completed the entire game again.
Oh.
Looking forward to this super great fighter fight without my
Oh,
armor.
Right.
Ezra, you still
Oh,
don't
I
see
didn't
anything?
think.
I see just black. Let me try maybe exiting and entering again.
Do you see your token?
No, I see just literally a black square.
Oh shoot! I probably would have
Oh.
left my instrument with Cosmo. I wouldn't have put that in water.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and everybody
can't-
left their armor behind too.
Oh no!
I don't wear any. Woo.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
I figured out what it
Oh,
was.
there we go. I
Shark.
got it.
I
see.
didn't have your vision set on this token.
I got it. All right. Time to roll for initiative. Make sure it's yeah. Oh my. Uh-oh.
Damn, Ezra, punch the shark.
Pound.
yeah,
Shark punch. So is it
punch
a
in the
hammerhead?
eyeball.
Punch him in the nose. Uh-oh. I double-clicked the chat and it's floating off to the left.
You double click the chat.
What?
Yeah, I meant to try to
Oh,
click
that's a
back to
thing.
the chat, and I double-clicked it on accident, and now it's just floating on the left side of my screen.
Oh, I did not know that was even a
I did.
thing.
Oh, and if you exit out of that, your chat's just gone forever. That's good. I'm gonna reload. Give me a sec.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I couldn't find the.
Oh god, I did the thing. Oh, there we go. I fixed it.
Ah!
The horrors of chat.
Now I get to have technical difficulties. Hang on.
Oh, this thing caused problems. Well, let's all do this.
Please stand by.
Well. Yes. That's fine. We'll just put it off to the side. It's a completely different window now.
I don't. Well, shit.
Alright, and then we're gonna move this, slightly adjust it to represent where we were. Alright, that should be
And
good.
movement-wise, are we hindered movement-wise because of water?
Yes, you guys are half speed within the water. And
Okay.
remember that some of you don't have armor or potential items that you may have left behind, so just keep that in mind. And Ezra, you are up first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go up to the shark and punch him. because I don't have my. I left my short sword. So I'm going to punch him.
Alright.
Okay. It's been so long. Give me a little bit of a refresher. Sorry.
So an action right now is only one attack, but as a monk you can bonus action to hit a second time,
Yes,
and if you
yeah, so
spend
I'd
key
like
you
to
can do
do
two
that.
more times.
Yes. I just can't remember. Is it just hitting unarmed attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. As you kind of swim forward, Ezra, you find that your fists don't have as much strength as you remember, and you kind of swing through. It must be the water, and you kind of swing through, but the shark is too quick and just swims out of the way, and your first attack misses.
And can I go ahead and use, martial arts bonus action to try and again? Or does the first one have to hit? Sorry.
No, you just have to take the attack action, so yes, you can swing again.
Oh, there we go.
All right. And this time, getting a bit better angle on it, you kind of swing down with your fist and hit it in the nose of this shark. Go ahead and roll damage for me. Okay. Alrighty. Is that it for you, or is there anything else that you wanted to do? Your fist just seemed to kind of bounce right off of its head, not dissuading it too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's really much I can do other than maybe kind of move back a little bit.
If you move out of its melee range, it will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Just
well,
saying.
I'm just gonna sit right here then.
Alright.
Bring it on, shark!
Pats!
Cast any magic spells?
Sorry, what was that?
To cast any magic spells, and I don't have my crossbow, so I'm gonna. Nice. I don't know how to deal with sharks when you're out on the open ocean all the time. They don't like it when you poke them there.
Okay, so you're just trying to poke him right in there?
A hard poke, very hard
A
poke.
hard poke. It does not seem particularly dissuaded by a hard poke.
I swim closer to Durzin. Alright, I have 25 feet. It's halved. What is that? 15 or 10?
We'll round down in this instance. We'll round up in this instance, so 15.
I'm just moving to Durzin.
Alrighty. So 10 feet closer to Durzin, or 15 feet closer to Durzin. And that'll bring us to Nidari.
Oh, is it near the surface? Or are we under submerged?
You guys are
think we're underwater.
submerged. You guys are about 30 feet below the water at this point.
I take firing a bolt underwater probably won't do very good.
I think
Mm,
crossbows are one of the
Actually,
things that are
yeah.
fine.
Yep, crossbow's one of the few.
Well, time to pew.
Pew!
I get 2 pews.
Pew pew.
Pew.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Both of those will hit.
Woo!
Pincushion.
Pew.
Whew.
You fire out 2 quick bolts into this creature, and right into its side, the bolts stick in, and you see as it swerves from where it was about to bite into Ezra, and kind of begins to spin back around, now looking towards you, Nidari.
Well,
Uh-oh.
if it's not in melee range, I'm going to underwater scream like ah, and then I'm gonna just hang over here and be like, do something.
As you kind of swim back, it kind of swims past, but decides to focus on the target nearby, and so it turns and it will try to bite Ezra. And that is certainly going to hit.
Oh, goody.
And so Ezra, as this bite just chomps into your side, you're going to take 11 points of piercing damage
Whew.
as it
Oh
begins to
my.
shake and throw your body.
Oh, wait. Well, that's their. Jeez, that definitely doesn't feel good.
Before it lets you go, and now the blood just kind of seeping out into the water as it kind
Yum.
of swims back away a distance. And you could take an attack of opportunity if you would like.
Oh, absolutely. Good. Oh, hang on. Not 55, 5. Yeah, so that would just be another unarmed strike?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. There you go.
And so that'll be... Yeah, as you kind of swing out... Once again, the water seems to be slowing down your fists a little bit, and you kind of try to punch out at it, but the pain in your side, you kind of try to swing and it just hurts too much and you don't actually land the punch, kind of stopping yourself short as pain shoots up your side, and the shark just swims away, kind of hovering in the water. Durzin.
Durzin's going to move up 15 feet next to Ezra, and then try and blast this shark with his breath weapon.
All right. And this is acid? Is that correct?
It is acid.
Gotcha. All right, so it will need to make a dexterity saving throw. All right, as you kind of breathe in, and it's still very weird breathing in this water, but you kind of blast out this line of acid that kind of begins to shoot through the water, and it's not quite as quick as it is in air, and so as it shoots out, the shark is able to kind of spin out of the way, and I believe, does it take half damage or no damage?
Yeah, it takes half.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and roll me that damage, as it is able to avoid most of it, but still a trail of it does collide, doing 4 points of damage.
All right, and then Durzin's just gonna swim protectively around Ezra.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Durzin.
And Durzin, as you kind of swim up, you kind of glance down and you see what looks like the sand beneath your feet begin to shift and move, but you realize that it's scales, and you watch as large wings kind of spread through the water like fins, and a large draconic mouth lifts up and bites down into the shark, clenching into its center before 2 claws pull up into it and just pull the shark apart as a large dragon swims through, tearing this shark in 2 and begins to chomp on one end and kind of swimming by, looking at you all. Vajra, seeing the shark kind of dealt with, continues to sort of swim and kind of watches to see how you all react. Ezra, anything else that you're doing?
Oh boy. Well, I don't want to be made a meal out of like that shark, and I've already, already had a little chomp taken right out of me, so I don't, I mean, unless the dragon comes over by Durzin and I'm gonna kind of hold an action and just wait, to see what it does.
All right. What action are you holding?
Punching it.
Okay. Pats. This dragon currently is chomping at the tail end of this shark as it kind of looks at you.
I am scared shitless. But, being the opportunistic character I am, I'm going to ready my action to mage hand to grab the shark fin if it ever becomes undone. Because it makes a delicious soup. I was looking forward to that. Damn it.
All right, Nadari.
I'm just gonna sit and wait, but hold shots in case something tries to hurt me or my friends. I'm not gonna be like pointing it at the dragon, but I'll be ready. Because we were told that this shouldn't be a immediate I'm going to kill you, but I'm very much gonna be looking at Ezra worried, and I suppose that's my turn.
All right, Durzin.
In very rusty draconic, Durzin's gonna call out, "Great dragon, we're not here for any conflict, we're just wanting to talk." He's just gonna hover protectively around Ezra and Pats.
As you all kind of hover, waiting on the edge, the dragon kind of continues chomping at the end of the shark and kind of lets both ends slowly drift down. And Pats, you take the opportunity and reach out to grab the fin that has been left, that's still attached to the bones. And your mage hand is just barely able to pull it along. The dragon, kind of hearing Durzan's words, looks, and Durzan, you can kind of see what almost looks to be a bit of curiosity as it looks you over.
Well, you all seem like quite the interesting group. You certainly aren't fishes. What brings you down to the sea?
Funnily enough, it's you. We were tasked to come and see why you're in the area. Everyone grows a little concerned when a dragon shows up.
You have no concern for me. I simply am enjoying my time here. But, you do realize that there's a tax that comes with swimming through my domain.
Attacks?
A tax, yes. I keep these waters safe, and I have just saved your life. It is only proper to reward your savior with gold or gems or other unique intricacies, perhaps, of the water. Pearls, colorful coral, something shiny.
Well, I'm sure I could offer you a few gold, but I'm not really rolling in the shiny things, as it were.
You know, whatever we offer him might be an insult, as we are all not
Yes,
rich. We'll just go with that.
This is more of a testing mission before we actually get jobs.
You must have something, I'm sure. Anything to interest a draconic savior like myself.
Well, if you don't mind waiting a second, I did get a real nifty piece of paper earlier.
It'd be
It's like written in Old Draconic.
Paper is not very useful underneath the waves, my friend.
No, but I don't have much that is. Don't spend much time down here myself.
Oh, well, Ezra's kind of like kind of clutching her side a little bit. She says, I've acquired, I'm not quite sure what it does, but I've been told it's an invaluable treasure that just shines so brilliantly. I can't say all those S's. That shines so brilliantly. If you'd like, I could offer that to you.
You have my attention, Greenskin. What is it that you offer?
Well, I could go grab it. I don't have it on me right now, but our boat is just a little ways away. I could grab it and show you. It's very unique in the sense that you have to look at it just perfectly to really see its true beauty, if you will.
Then I give you permission to depart. But to return, I will stay with your friends.
Don't you worry, I'll swim as fast as I can. And she will. She'll go back to the boat.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, could I go with her? She's injured, and I just want to be able to bandage her up before we come back.
Roll a persuasion check, Nadari. The dragon turns his head as his neck frills begin to kind of just pulse a little bit, moving within the waves. You've you've heard of tales, rather, of dragons and their power in the sky, but this one seems quite at home within the waves, just completely lithe and moving throughout the water, using its wings more as fins than actual wings, and the membranes of them seem well suited. It's hard to gauge, but it swims closer to you and kind of flicks its head in your direction, kind of rolling the thought over in its mind as the tongue flicks out and kind of through the water in your direction. You see a gentle nod of the head. This is acceptable. I shall let the two of you go. The other three remain here with me.
Thank you, great dragon. And she will bow her head before leaving with Ezra.
Ezra and Adari, you quickly swim back towards the boat, and you find it still just the way you left it.
Ugh. All right, now where is that thing? And she kind of rummages through her pants and her belongings and takes out that rock that she got from Zoblob, the really shiny one when you look at it just right.
And you pull it out, and it's still there. It still shines. Whenever you turn it, there's a perfect edge that seems to shine with a bright purple inside.
All right, that's the one.
As you're grabbing it, you just kind of hear this little muffled speech come from behind you, and you feel a little bit better as you can heal for 7.
Thank you.
And you heard just this very light, beautiful chord. But then she,
music to my ears. And she'll give Daria a little hug. Thank you.
Are you alright? Are you feeling better?
Much better. Oh.
And Ezra, there's still a bit of blood on your side, but now you see as most of it has scarred over, and there's just a deep, jagged scar across the edge of your stomach.
Oh boy.
Cosmo looks very confused as it's only us two back, and I just grab my instrument quickly from under him, but I'll make sure that I give him a pet and tell him we'll be right back and set my instrument back down next to him before we dive back in.
And as you swim back, you see the dragon slowly encircling the other 3 of them, and he kind of waits for you as you return.
Well, do you have what you sought?
We sure do. Here it is. And she'll kind of, tread water and present it out in front of her, and if the dragon's in front of her, them, and kind of like turn it on, every angle, so that he hopefully can see the right angle and that it shines.
Yeah, the dragon kind of extends his head, moving it very close, and you can see now that the head itself is about half the size of you. As this 12-foot-long dragon gets close, its size is truly immense, and its single eye, larger than the gemstone itself, as it looks it over, begins to peer.
Fascinating. This is certainly an interesting piece.
And just a long hand comes out and 2 talons grasp it and pick it from your grasp.
Thank you for your generous offering.
Anything for you, oh great dragon. It's just about all I have to offer.
Well, seems a small price to pay for a life saved, no?
Of course.
Well, what else did you have in mind?
Well, you tell me, you're the ones who came venturing to my domain. Did you have a reason?
To see what your purposes are to be in the area, and if you were going to have any dealings with the city while you're here.
Dealings with the city? No, I'm not interested in land or air. It's the water that I enjoy. Being with my vessel, my ship.
And it kind of swims back along the edge of the broken vessel.
Your ship?
Yes, of course, it's mine. My home.
That's awesome. Oh, should I not use awesome in front of a dragon?
Awesome is appropriate. The falcon is
Cool.
my pride and joy.
Well, she looks like she was a fine vessel. How'd she end up down here?
Don't know. Don't care. All I know is that she's mine now.
And
Let's
how did you come by the name? Did you name the ship yourself?
The ship is named, and as it swims by, you can see old faded letters
Oh.
that are deteriorating on the side of the ship that read out Millennium Falcon.
Oh my god.
That is truly a fantastic name. I certainly couldn't have come up with something like that myself.
Well, not all are as skilled as the makers of this vessel must have been. Its size is quite impressive, and the treasure beneath is one to marvel at.
It's definitely not a hunk of junk.
I'm sure it was one of the fastest ships in the land, back when it was sailing.
It had to have been. Do you see the boards, the masts, the rudder?
Why do I feel awkward looking at a mast and a rudder just based upon how you said that? But
And this dragon,
In Pat's opinion, is this actually a quick and powerful ship as he claims?
oh boy.
roll me an intelligence check at advantage, Pats.
Just don't insult the dragon.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just curious. I am
Don't let him eat
shitless.
Pats,
Nope, I
as
haven't
you
said anything. Won't say anything.
as you look
Okay.
over this vessel, the vessel itself does appear to be a very well-built vessel, and it seems to be built for speed rather than strength. But it does seem to have quite hardy defenses. This is actually what many pirates use due to its ability to maneuver the seas well and gain an advantage. However, listening to the dragon speak, this dragon doesn't seem to have a whole lot of knowledge about ships. It kind of is referring to very basic knowledge, and you kind of understand that the keel of the ship is where the true speed comes from, and that the boards, as he called it, or the deck, doesn't really have anything to do with how a ship is. It's just kind of quality of wood. This dragon is trying to pass off that it has a lot of knowledge, but there's still a bit of youth that you, as a skilled and experienced sailor, have come to know that this dragon certainly doesn't.
I just nod sagely as he speaks, and I don't say anything. 'Cause I'm like, not happy with a giant dragon. Very scary.
Well, did you all get what you came for, or did you require to bask in my presence a while longer?
While you are magnificent, we can't spend too much time down here. We can't naturally breathe like you can. But I would like to ask that you leave any of the small fishing boats alone and other small sailing vessels as long as they don't bother what's you and what's yours.
Oh, of course, I would never dream of it.
And Durzan, you can go ahead and roll an insight check.
Alright.
Kind of watching this dragon, it's magnificent, and its power is clearly evident, and it is at home in the waves. It seems to be in its element, and it seems to be curious and engaging in conversation with you all, but not revealing its hand. It's tough to discern whether it is genuine or has ulterior motive.
Gotcha, as a 10 should be. Well, thank you, and I'll take your word for it.
My word is as good as bronze.
A wide, toothy grin from the dragon.
Durzin will give him a draconic grin back. But I don't think we have anything else we truly needed besides just to see you and to know that you're here.
Then please be on your way.
You have paid the toll, and he rolls the rock in between his scaled fingers.
Durzin will kind of look back at
Vajra?
Vajra. It just kind of, is that enough?
She seems to have a smile on her face. But you kind of look back and she kind of gives a slight nod, and she kind of begins to slowly start swimming up towards the boat, but kind of waiting for you all.
Durzin will give the bronze dragon a small, kind of awkward bow in the water, and then swim off.
And then Pats realizes that Durzin is no longer between him and the dragon and starts swimming up immediately.
Hightailing it.
Alright.
And yeah, Ezra will just, thank you for being so gracious, and do like a little kind of head nod bow if she can in the water, and then just start swimming back.
Yeah, and you all quickly swim back towards the ship in the bay and kind of climb back up onto the small boat. And Vajra kind of casts a quick spell as the water is pulled out off of her and out of her hair, returning it back to its curled status as she begins to get redressed, looking over you all. So, what did you think?
That was terrifying.
About more tense than the stories say. They don't quite give it credit.
Well, I have to say he is quite an interesting dragon. Well up to the reputation of the mighty Calrissian.
Yeah.
But did you believe what he had to say?
To me, it seemed like he'd be honest. As long as the people around here left him alone, didn't maybe you should set off this area as a no
Here be dragons.
a place that people should avoid for the next few weeks at least. Maybe put the word out, just to give the dragon some space.
I think that is wise, and I agree with your assessment. I believe he poses no significant danger to the city. I appreciate your help with this, and you all were well suited to the task at hand. I have to admit I didn't expect there to be a shark nearby, but it's worked out.
Definitely worked out for me.
I hold up my shark fin in pride.
What you gonna make with that?
Soup.
Soup.
Shark
Oh,
fin
boy.
soup. I'll let y'all
More
have a
nautical
taste too.
soup.
It's the best part about finding sharks.
It's the fin?
Of course.
Never had sharks.
Adds
Seems
a really
strange.
nice texture to the soup.
I'm looking forward to it.
And this is a big one too, so I will be able to make enough for all of us even. That usually doesn't happen. And usually no one wants it too. Oh well.
I'm sure we'll
And-
even get Torun to eat some.
Yeah, and as Pat is talking about his other crew not eating his food, he gets sad for a second. Then he's happy again. Because
Yeah,
he
we'll
has
definitely eat
more
your food.
ingredients.
Hooray!
Vajra kind of looks over towards Ezra and her side.
Are you alright? You took a nasty bite there.
I'll be okay. And Dari helped patch me up a little. I'll be fine by morning.
And it looks like there's still a bit of a mark here. Let me see what I can do. She kind of reaches out a hand and kind of pulling the hand across your side, you watch as the scar tissue begins to seal itself and return back to normal skin tissue as you are healed back up to full hit points.
Oh, goodness. Thank you.
And she kind of looks at you. Well, we're thankful today that there's always a bigger fish.
Oh, you can say that again.
I appreciate your fight and sacrifice. I'll compensate you all for the danger to your day. I didn't quite expect that, but you proved yourselves. And if you all are still interested, the offer still stands to join Force Grey. I think working together we can more quickly find where Avila has gone to, and I could use your assistance from time to time.
I'm certainly not opposed to it. As the longer I stay in this city, the more interesting I'm finding it.
That is certainly the way that I have found the city to be as well. Full of ever-changing wonder.
Yeah, if you'll have this old man, I'd be happy to serve alongside you.
Wonderful. And what of the rest of you?
We get paid for this, right?
Yes, I will compensate each of you for the danger today.
So I get gold and I get a gray hand? Count me in.
Well, yes.
Ezra will kind of, if it means helping Durzen out, count me in too.
Thank you.
Well, what do you all think is a reasonable price for hazard pay with sharks?
Ezra, how much is a bite in the side worth?
Oh boy. I am not the person to ask about money.
Oh, see. Then we get to go use the machine again.
Oh my lord.
Well, how about I'll pay 50 gold pieces for the three of you, and Ezra, for your special sacrifice, I'll give you 75. Does that sound appropriate?
I'm not one to argue. I appreciate your generosity. And thank you again for healing my scar up.
Of course. It's the least I could do for the danger that I put you in. This was supposed to be a relatively simple information gathering assignment that turned out to be a bit more than we bargained for. But that is the way that it goes at times with Force Grey, and you all handled yourself well. Were composed even in the face of a powerful dragon. And as you all begin to row back to the dock, you eventually make it back to Blackstaff Tower, and you are each awarded 50 gold pieces and Ezra 75. And you make it back into, fading back into the night of the city. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So I thank you for everyone who tuned in today on a very special May the 4th. And hope you guys enjoy the session. And we will see you all next week, back here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central on Javelin Entertainment for another episode of Dragon Heist. We'll see you guys then.